to shave his beard. But here's the case: Joseph was now going to see the king, and he had to shave his beard. Now, are you listening to me? I'm going to tell you another serious thing. In Egypt, they never keep their beard. They always shave their beard. In Israel, they don't shave their beard. They always keep their beard. So now you have two different situations. One person doesn't like what the other person does. Definitely one person must adapt. Are you in church? So in Egypt, they only keep their beards when they are mourning. In Israel, they only shave their beards when they are mourning. So what is actually a mourning sign for Egypt is actually the normal practice for somebody. What is an abomination to you is a celebration for another person. So when you meet people, you must learn to adapt to their culture. You are going to meet Muslims. In as much as we say Muslims don't believe in the Jesus we believe in, you are still living in a community where you have Muslims. Adapting does not mean you should change. There is a difference between adaptation and transformation. We are not to be transformed by their whatever, but you must learn to adapt. You cannot change the society if you cannot adapt to certain things. Are you getting me? Most of you don't know this secret. So you go for a wedding. There have been times I've been invited for weddings, for programs and everything. I can't control whatever is being played there. I can only sit down and adapt. Are you getting me? I can't say, hey, do you know I'm a pastor? No music. Hey, you are playing what? Shut up. Hey, you are playing what? Stop it. I have to adapt. Sit down, smile through the thing. Yeah, I can't also say I won't dance to it. I won't do anything. But whatever they are doing, I'm a pastor. You are officiating, whatever. You have to sit down. And you must learn to adapt. Adaptation is a key to growth in life. If you are going to have helpers in life, you must adapt. Most of us miss our helpers because we can't learn to adapt. I'm not saying go and sleep with somebody. No. But if you are going to see Pharaoh and you are keeping a long beard, Pharaoh will sack you. And you will never become the prime minister. So you have to shave your beard. It is an abomination in your culture. But for you to reign in this culture, you must shave your beard. That is why when Joseph's brothers came, they could not recognize him because he had shaved his beard. Adaptation. We must learn to adapt. Are you getting me? Yeah. When it is sunny, we don't dress wearing winter clothes. In Ghana, then you see someone wearing winter clothes and then wearing chains and everything. Then Obo Akata. Have you seen some before? We will easily call you a villager. Are you getting me? Yeah. When the weather is cold, we can see you are wearing whatever thing and all that. There is a dress we wear for dinner. There is a dress we wear for church. There is a dress we wear for whatever. Are you getting all this? I am not endorsing sin or whatever, but I'm just trying to tell you that most of us don't know this key. So it really affects us. Listen, when you go to work, the natural time for people to report to work is either 8, if you are running a shift system, 2, or if it is night, 8 p.m. in the evening. You notice that, Charlie, there are times you wish to sleep. Who has been there before? Hey, there are days I feel like sleeping, like today. I went to lie down in my couch in the hall at 4:05. From my prayer room, I went to lie down at 4:05. The next thing I realized, they were asking me at 6:30, should I heat water for you? Because I'm supposed to get here at 8. I can't say because I'm tired. Pastor Casey, you know what? Today I won't come. I must learn to adapt. Whether I like it or not, I must still come. That is what prevents us from enjoying blessings. Because, you see, for your business to thrive, you must learn to adapt. If you are going to do business in Ghana, you can't be using British techniques in Ghanaian economy. Are you getting me? Or you can't go to America and use your Zongo life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. If this church was in America, we will not be meeting by this time. By this time, I'm sure if it is winter, we'll be meeting around 10, 11 because the snow is very high. So you can't come early in the morning. You can come after 10, 11. Or you come and we finish first service. If it was in America, you have to come very early. So in America, they take offering before the man of God preaches. But in Africa, we take offering after the man of God has preached. Do you know why? Because even as you are preaching, people are now coming. So if you bring a culture into another culture and you don't learn to adapt, what will happen is that your culture will be missing out. So before you can influence a system, first adapt to the system. Then now introduce what you see how people introduce gay and lesbianism into the system. They first adapt. Then as they are inside, once in a while, then they will raise up a gay issue. You talk about it just to create awareness. Then the next time they raise up another one. By the third time, this one will come and say, I'm gay. Because they have adapted to your music, they sing your songs. They even take care of your project. They build things for you. So they've adapted to the system. By the time they come out and say homosexuality, you can't reject. Because they have influenced, they have been in the system for a long time. Listen, there is always an agenda from any thinking country. If they want to influence another country, the first thing they do is that they go into the country. They will be there for 10 years. They would marry the people from there. It will not surprise you to know that most of the white people you see are actually a BNI agent from America. It shouldn't surprise you. When TD Jakes was coming to Ghana, it was reported that his security team came a month ahead of him. A month. So here's the case. TD Jakes is preaching. We are all jumping. We are all jumping. He said, in case you don't know, my security team is all among you. They came here a month before. Now here's the case. The people have come to church. You thought, oh, new first timers have come. They've even joined the choir, not knowing that they are security team. So if these people were sent to destroy us, they would have killed us. That's what we don't realize, that before you influence a system, first adapt to the system. To adapt does not mean the system should change you, but learn the fundamentals of the system. Learn how the system operates. Sometimes we join a work or we join a group, and the first thing we want to do is we want to change the work. It doesn't work. You go to work and say, but why is this thing here? Why is this thing here? Are you the first sensible human being there? You think they've not seen it. You see, that is why when you are not in government, you shout. Or shout it. But when you enter, they repeat the same mistake as the previous government, because there is something there that you don't know, that they are not telling you. And when you enter, you now see clear. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Adaptation. It's very, very important. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9, I believe verse 19 or 13, Paul says, I become all things to all men. I become all things to all men. Are you here? First Corinthians chapter 9. I believe verse 13 or verse 11. Because Akin, if you are there, read for me.
First Corinthians chapter 9.
Verse 22.
Verse 22. That's the word of God.
To the weak
became I as weak,
became I as weak,
that I might gain the meek.
that I might gain the weak.
I am made all things
I am made all things to all men.
all them,
Uh-huh.
that I might by all means save some.
So now, to the weak, he turns himself like a weak person. So that the weak will understand that what you are going through, I understand it. That is why if you notice the campaign, whatever, they go into the slums and they eat with the people. So that the people can identify with them that what you are eating, listen, I've also eaten some before. You can never help anybody who does not feel what he's going through. You've not been through it before. You can't. The only way for someone to receive help from you, counseling from you, is when the person realizes that what I'm going through, you have also been through before. If what the person is going through, you have never been through before, and you come and you are telling Pastor Kingsley, maybe Pastor Kingsley is looking for school fees, and me, the pastor, I've never been in a situation where I've looked for school fees before, and like Pastor Kingsley, don't worry, just pray, it will happen. Pastor Kingsley will say, okay, Reverend, but at the back of his mind, he will say, "Entoye." Do you understand me? But if I now come to Pastor Kingsley and say, Pastor Kingsley, this problem you're going to meet, I went through some before. I've been sacked several times from school. Sometimes I will jump more. The pastor will say, hey, sir. So now I have become like him. I have adapted to him. So now, once I have adapted to him, I can now bring in my counsel. Because I am now on the same level with him. But I don't bring in my counsel when he does not see that, connection with him. People who have lost loved ones will always connect to people who have lost loved ones. If you never lost a loved one before, don't ever try going to advise someone who has not lost a loved one, because you don't know how it feels like. You can't go and say, don't worry, God gives, God takes. Let the dead bury their dead. And the person has just lost their father or mother. He said, don't worry, God gives, God takes. Let us be encouraged. No more weeping, no more tears. Listen, all these things are nice. But if you've not been through what I've been through, you will not understand what I'm going through. The only way by which you can change somebody is by understanding what the person has been through. Are you getting me? You can't go and tell somebody broken heart, so forget, move on. You've not been there. If you have been there, you realize that broken heart, it takes some time. There is stage 1, there is stage 2, and there is stage 3, and then there is stage 4. Stage 4 is come and go symptom. After 2 years, then the thing will come. The person will be okay, so you don't worry. Then another 4 years to come again. Say, you see, you can't connect what I'm saying because you've not been there. Yeah, the stage 4, the stage 4, that one is more severe because that one is called come and go. Once in a while, you see that the person will come and call you. Then the person will talk about all the things you used to do nicely. Then the person will disappear again for a long time. They tell yourself that I will never pick his or her call again. But the seed has been sown, stage 4. Ask your neighbor, which stage are you? Which stage are you? Are you in church? So adaptation is very, very important. Most of us don't understand. You see, you will never know. Are you getting me? You never know. I sat before my own grandmother who I grew up with, and I saw her stomach swell, become big. And as I was praying for her, God was telling me that you can't stop her from dying. You can only extend the date to cross over January. This was like 29th December. So I prayed. The only thing I could do was to extend it. So she died on 2nd January. Then you see this person dying right before you. If you've never been there before, where someone is sitting by a loved one and the loved one dies, you won't come and tell the person that God gives and God takes. Nyame na ema na nyame na afa. Then what is boring about me? What is boring about the whole show? You see the car, nyame na ema na nyame na afa, from dust to dust, ashes to ashes, shall we sing the hymn? God be with you till we meet. You see? You, the person conducting it, you don't know what it means. Yeah. So one time my friend lost his wife. When we got there, you see, when you go to sympathize with someone who has lost a loved one, you don't go asking questions. How did it happen? So are you okay? Of course. Are you normal? What do you mean by am I okay? Are you okay? So have you eaten? So what will you eat? Medical seni brodo. A friend lost a wife. The wife was going to deliver. They operated upon her, and 2 days later she died. When we went to the house, there was no talking. We sat down quietly. Then people come in, they go. We sat. Nobody asked any question. We're just there. Then we went to say, Charlie, we are going to buy food, as though nothing like that has happened. But some of you, if someone that, oh, I'll go here. Go say what? See, adaptation. If you don't understand what someone is going through, you see, when you see me standing here and people have given birth and I'm dedicating the child in church, and you are there saying that, and why would you be dedicating a child in church? The people are not married. Why are you dedicating the child? I didn't bless any marriage. I was dedicating a child. You don't know. You don't know what it means to have a child. You don't know the number of years people pray to have a child. You don't know what people go through because they don't have a child in their home. I have a friend, I don't want to go into stories. One time he went with his wife to visit his father-in-law. As they were going, do you know what the father-in-law said? He said, you people have been looking for a sit-down. Then the first thing the father-in-law asked them, the father-in-law spoke pidgin. So he put the child, no, what's up? Because I've been there before. Myself personally, my mother gave birth to me before they got engaged. I saw the engagement of my father and mother. You are surprised. I saw the engagement of my father and mother. That's what I'm trying to say. Acid. When they were doing the engagement and I was there. I was part of the people receiving the gift. I also went to pray at their wedding reception. I was there. I prayed at their wedding reception. You don't know what people are going through. You never know. So sometimes you see us, we condemn people, talk against them. You don't know what the person. You see, everybody sitting here is going through a battle. But just that your battle has a different name than the person sitting by you. Everybody is going through something. I love what a man of God said. He said that life is like a ship that we have all jumped out of the ship into the water. And we are all swimming to the shore of the river. And then some people are closer to the river and some people are far away from the river. Just because you are closer to the river and I am far away from the river does not mean you are better than me. We are all in the river. So, just because you are looking holier than the next person does not mean you are without sin. You are still in the river. Tell anybody you are still in the river. So adaptation, understand the situation people are going through. Some of you don't understand what people are going through, so you can't help those people. You can't adapt. Being a pastor is understanding what people are going through. Do you know what it means to be a pastor? That in the morning at 6 a.m. Saturday, you are going to wear white and go and rejoice with people and thank God and be happy and eat. Then at 8 a.m., you are going to stand by another family and weep with them and say, oh, God is with you. Then at 11, you come back and you are officiating a wedding. Then do you know what it means? That you have to transition between being happy to being sad and to being happy again. And there are some of the moments that will stay with you for hours, for days. Because there are certain funerals you go and it's so touching that it stays with you for days. And yet after the funeral, you still have to come and rejoice with someone because they are doing a wedding. Adaptation. It is not a joke. You can't help people if you can't adapt. Sometimes I sit here, I counsel people. The person who comes the first person may come with good news. You are happy. You are happy, you are laughing, you are smiling, you are laughing. Then the next person that is coming with bad news. Quickly you have to adapt. You don't keep the happy mood and then be laughing as someone is sharing his or her serious bad news with you. Say, I have not finished rejoicing over the first one, so allow me to finish rejoicing. Adapt. We have to adapt. Are you in church? Ask your neighbor, are you adapting? It's not every day I fast. This morning I'm not fasting. See, I can't kill myself. If I'm fasting, I'm fasting. If I'm not fasting, I eat. Yes. See, don't be sitting down there when you're a pastor and you are eating, then because of the assumption that once you're a pastor, when people see you eating, it means you are not spiritual. Jesus, the last time I realized, he was eating and performing miracles. The last time I realized, John the Baptist was fasting and they beheaded him. I'd rather go for the man who is eating and performing miracles than the one who is fasting and they cut off his head. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So because of that, when you are even hungry, people are around. So you are like, a protocol, get me a drink. I have to go and give to my wife. Meanwhile, it's for you. Master, go to the top, drink the thing, come back. Nobody is forcing you. Do you understand? If you see me eating, don't be sitting there and say, Reverend is not spiritual. Do you eat air? It's not food. So we can't adapt. It's like we have become so strict to the point that we can't even adapt to situations. We've made ourselves some kind of, hard, stiff-necked people. Makbo. When we were in Akaka, there's a beans joint called Makbo. Yeah, hard, Gary hard, it's like stiff. I am invited sometimes to programs that I wish I would not go. I'm invited to programs where it's worldly artists, but you've given a prophecy to somebody, and the person is now launching what the prophecy you have given. So you have to be there. There was a time a brother invited me for a program, and the program, it was worldly artists. I don't want to mention the name of the guy. His name starts with an S. And then another person was also doing whatever. And I was sitting right in front. And here's the kid. So my father is here, spiritual father, Rev Mark E Amlade. What will I do? I should sit there and say, Shatibio Sava. I had to stand up and wave. Yeah, it is me. Me a reverend. So I have to adapt. And after the program, there are people who come and greet you. They'll come and say, oh, Reverend, what will you do? I'm Reverend, I don't deal with Pharisees, I don't deal with sinners. Come not nigh unto me, lest the anger and the wrath of God be kindled against thee. Sometimes when I see some pastors, they are very funny. They act like they walk in heaven, like they work in heaven. Then every morning they just come and see us. Listen, we are human beings. We are human beings. I'm a human being. If you see the miracles that are going on, whatever, I'm still a human being. No pastor is superhuman. We carry the divinity of God, but in human vessels. This body will fall sick. This body will get hungry. This body will get tired. This body will get some way. It is part of human nature. We have to learn to adapt. There are days I'll pray for people, they will not be well. There are days I'll pray for myself, they will not be well. I have to take medicine. Not because I'm a pastor, I'll come and kill myself and say, I pray for people, they are healed, so me, I won't take medicine. So that when I die, the people who I am trying to please will come to my funeral and they'll be saying, oh, sorry, oh no, do you understand? Means sorry in Ghana. Oh, sorry, oh. They'll come and see my wife. Oh, sorry, okay. Just for one day, then that is it. When I die, who suffers? So when you are sick, treat yourself. When you are hungry, eat. If you are tired, sleep. I get me and be free in this life. Don't be over spiritual. Some of you are too over spiritual. You are so over spiritual that angels are taking notes when they look at you. Because you have invented another type of heaven. I don't take alcohol. It's me personally. I get me. I won't say what I want to say. Because I know you. I know you. Adaptation. If I say, and then I say, no. So for me say, hey, be a dear. What me no more? Guinness so dear. Oh, no. Be adapt. You know, see adapting to you. Come be na so more no Guinness. I no be. I haven't said anything. Please erase that part of the message from your mind. People have adapted years ago. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Listen to this. The best of men is still a man. The best of a man of God, the best man of God is still a man. Not a machine. You are not a mahi. Are you getting me? Yeah, you are not a machine. I love watching with soft willy, with pear on the side. I love it. With plantain on the side. With Gary, with a lot of shit up. I love it. I love fufu. I love groundnut soup. Goat meat is my favorite. For fish, it's catfish or akosombo, those type of. That is me. Don't now come and make them say spiritual. Walk a party next year, see a person. I'm okay. I'm okay. Meanwhile, so I'm comedy. I'm okay. Tell the people to package it for you so that you go and hide in some corner and eat your food. What is it wrong for a man of God to hold food? Is it wrong? You see what we have done to ourselves? So food is a nipper. Hey, we eat. Oh. To stand on your feet, you need to eat. I'm telling you the truth. This man here, he eats. My life is not full of fasting. Just a media. From the time I was born to now, I've been fasting. That's what you are thinking, eh? You die. And when you die, to come for your funeral. And it will shock you that not eating killed you, but at your funeral will eat. Can I share the last one with you? Then we close. So adaptation. Say adaptation. Yeah. I mean, I don't listen to certain songs. I don't. But definitely there will be church members that may listen to certain songs. Yeah. And the kind of training I received in school. Okay. I did music in school. I did theater arts. And per our training, we have to listen to trends of music. So we studied trends of music. We studied trends of dances, trends of movies. We have to watch. We have to criticize. There was a time, one of the projects they gave to us in school, some of our mates was, they said they should criticize Passion of Christ, written by Mel Gibson. Yeah. Criticize and find out their fault. Mel Gibson has directed his movie. I should sit down in Ghana here and criticize it. There are times we have to study the different trends, the hip life, Afro pop, the origin of music. I have to study. I studied all that in school. Yeah. That is my specialty. So if I was working and I was a pastor, and let's say I was working with Charterhouse, I would still have to listen to the trends of music to decide which music will come for which whatever. I hope you are getting me. But I'm a Christian. That is why I gave myself full time. Because if you will not understand how come your pastor is Saturday you see him acting very whatever on TV, then Sunday morning he is wearing suit and tell you that give your life to Jesus, you will not understand. Because even acting comes, you see, there are so many things we lack understanding. Theater art, acting, whatever, started from the church. Acting is not a bad thing. Movie is not a bad thing. Of course, there are bad ones. So if I was in the entertainment industry, what would have happened? I may be a music critic or something. They invite me for a music program, criticize songs or movies and all that. I will have to listen to the songs to criticize. Remember? But I'm still a pastor. So I have to adapt and switch easily. That's what I'm trying to say. But you may not understand. You may think I'm telling you to go and do these things. No. I'm just trying to tell you that you cannot influence the society if you don't understand the systems of the society. Yeah. Mostly men of God who come and say, this is going to happen to this. If you do this, you are going to that. They are the worst sinners on earth. You see, when you see someone always repeatedly telling you not to do something, in psychology, it is a cover-up for what they are doing. Are you getting me? It is called projection. Projection is when I am always drinking alcohol, but I project that to Pastor Kingsley. So watch out for people who always accuse you of doing something. They are guilty of what they are accusing you of. It's called projection. It's a normal human behavior. So when the pastor comes, all those who are drinking are going to hell. Every day, it's likely he himself has some apiobi hidden in some bed somewhere. Because, let me tell you something. A true man of God will understand that before someone stops something, it is not just you saying, stop it, you are going to hell. It is by taking, it's a process. Where's Chidoze? Chidoze, come, I'll use you as an example. Chidoze joined the church. He had a problem with drinking. How many bottles were you drinking? How many bottles were you drinking? If you are in a good mood, you can take 7. What bottle is this? Green, red, or what? Or you mix everything. Now, as at 2019, Chidoze was still drinking. Yeah. Still had a problem. He would come and see me, but he was still an usher. But he opened up to me and told me that, Reverend, the thing, you say, Daddy, the thing is not, what did he say? It's not easy. Every time I give Chidoze a prophecy, there has to be alcohol. Now, listen to this. I never condemned him and said, Chidoze, you know what? Stop. If I had stopped Chidoze from being an usher, maybe Chidoze would have stopped the church. And maybe Chidoze would have died. Because there was a season where a lot of Nigerians were dying. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I enforce that the guy is changing gradually. So every time, ask him, when he comes out, he will lay down, I'll pray for him. God, give him the grace to stop. God, give him the grace to stop. When was the last time you took alcohol? It's been a while. You don't remember. But this is somebody. Now listen, this is somebody that was taking alcohol every day. Every day. Then it reduced to every other day. Then it reduced to every week. Now he has stopped. If I had come and said, hey, Chido, you will go to hell. Hey, you are drinking. Hey, you don't know what. As you are even walking out of this building. Hey, you are dead, man. Now he has stopped. What I want you to understand is that salvation is not an event. Salvation is a process. And it is a gradual process. We are being changed, we have been changed, and we are still changing. You don't expect people to become angels overnight. That is why I like people who are plain and open. Who come to me and say, Reverend, this is my problem. I've been trying to stop. It's not going. Then the next time I see the person, I say, what happened? Reverend, I tried to stop the other time. Just yesterday, it happened again. Then I see, this week it looks like it hasn't happened. Then they come here, Reverend, just when I left, it happened. I like such a person rather than the person who come to church and appear to be an angel, but you're a devil inside. Do you know why? Because the church is a hospital and everybody in the church is a patient and everybody is sick. For you to come to church and pretend like you are the doctor. Don't judge someone because they sin differently than you. You see, all of you sitting, everybody sitting here, you have a particular sin you are watching. Someone's own was alcohol. Another person's own may be masturbation. Another person's own may be porn. Another person's own may be lying. There are people who can lie. Another person's own may be one shouting. Another person's own may be insult. They can dress you from head to toe. Another person's own may be womanizing. Another person's own may be manizing. We are all sick folks. Tell your neighbor we are all sick. Are you in church? Tell your neighbor, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Are you getting me? So that is why we need to help each other. That is what you see. Do you know what is happening now? It is very difficult for people to now open up in church. So we can't help each other. So everybody is hiding their problem they are going through. Because if Pastor Casey, you come and tell us that this is my problem. Say, hey, so for me, there's also remain Kobiemo. Kai. So for also. If Esther should come and tell us that, Reverend, I have 3 boyfriends. And I'll say, so you're a disciple. Prayer warrior. Prayer warrior, only feelings. Prayer warrior, only feelings. When we were in school, back in campus, okay, there was a particular denomination. Their prayer warrior was a woman. And then the president was a guy. This lady will come, she will lead prayers. Hey! Prophetically. Whilst in school. Then when they finish, you go to the president's room, cook for him, and sleep with him. Just say, I make Kenya home. No, you are not cook Kenya. We cook Kenya body. Everybody has that thing that they have to work on. You see, the reason why we easily throw stones at others is because What they do is different from what we do. The sin of somebody is actually your perfection. So you think the other person is a sinner. So this person has a problem with lying. You have a problem with, what are the things? Mention them. With what? Mention. It doesn't mean you have that particular problem. Just you are just helping me to preach. It's like they say, they say, I'm going through that. Stealing. Now you hear that. Let's say, for God forbid, you hear that David has been stealing. It's equally a sin as lying. And David needs help as much as the person who is telling lies. But do you know what you do? But the computer stealing. How can you be a Christian? You are stealing. Meanwhile, you are a Christian, you are telling lies. So Christianity is a